12, we are supposed to solve the right triangle. What that means is when we solve the triangle, that means we're finding all three angles and all three side lengths. And it looks like we're only given two of the angles right now and one of the side lengths, but I'd probably start by finding the third angle. That's fairly easy because we know that that angle plus that angle plus that angle all have to add up to 180 degrees. And so this last angle in here has to be a 33-degree angle in order to do that. You can take 180 minus 90 minus 57 to get your 33. Okay, so we've got all three angles now, but now we need to solve for the side lengths, and we've only been given this one that's 15. And so you can use trig ratios in a bunch of different ways. I'm going to start by deciding to have 57 degrees be my reference angle. We could have chosen 33 and that would be fine, but I'm going to start with 57 and I'm going to try to solve for this side over here. I'm going to call it x. And based on 57 as my reference angle, x would be my adjacent side and 15 would be the side opposite. So if I've got the adjacent side and I've got the opposite side, that's making use of tangent. Okay, so I'm going to set up an equation that deals with tangent of that reference angle. The tangent of 57 degrees is opposite over adjacent. Now we said the opposite was 15 and the adjacent side I was just calling x. That's what we're looking for, the distance here of rs. Okay, so from this point we're trying to get x by itself. Well, right now it's in the denominator, so we're going to multiply that side by x and multiply this side by x. That gets rid of it here, and yet we've still got that variable out on the side. And now it's being multiplied by the tangent of 57 degrees, so we're going to undo that by dividing both sides by the tangent of 57 degrees. When we do that, we're left with just x here, and this side is 15 divided by the tangent of 57 degrees. So once you get to this point, you just plug this in your calculator, making sure that you're on degree mode. When I did that, I got x as a value of 9.7. Now remember, this was not an angle measurement. We were finding the tangent of an angle. That gives us a value, which in this case is a distance, and this was about 9.7. Now that same thing, and I'll put 9.7 over here on the side, so we've got this. Let's solve for this last side. We'll call it y, and we will have now solved for the entire triangle once we do that. So again, I'm going to use 57 as my reference angle, and I want to solve for y, which is the hypotenuse, and I also have this side. I would suggest using this side again instead of the 9.7 just because 9.7 was rounded. So if we use that value, that little bit of error that we have in the rounded number is going to compound. So I'm going to use this. Okay, 57 degrees is my reference angle, so 15 is the opposite side. We're looking for y, which is the hypotenuse. The opposite side and hypotenuse means we're going to be using the sine value. So I'm going to write that down here as the sine of that 57 degree angle. The sine of 57 is our opposite side, which we said was 15, compared to the hypotenuse side, which we're calling y. And this is set up pretty much the same as what we had done up above. Y is in the denominator here, so we're going to multiply it on both sides. That gets rid of it here. It's being multiplied by sine of 57 now, so we want to divide both sides by the sine of 57, so we get something that looks like this. And when I take 15 divided by the sine of 57, I got about 17.9. Okay, and so that is what our y value is, approximately 17.9. We have all three sides, we have all three angles, and so we have solved this triangle.